I'm in love with the cocoa. The song's been stuck in my head. Baking soda, I got baking soda. That's my song, man. I have nothing to talk about, really. I had this idea. Because sometimes I have this is one thing that I gotta get off my chest. And there's other times where I got a bunch of things and I just can't decide what I want to talk about, if I want to talk about any of them. So I was gonna have a box of bullshit. A box of bullshit, and then I could just draw something out and just fire that off. Boom. You know, then I can continue being indecisive. I let the box of bullshit decide for me. But I was too lazy to make the box. It's a whole thing, you know, so I didn't do that. I still might one day, but I probably won't. So here I am. I have to remember, because I had some things I was going to put in the box of bullshit, but I got to remember what they are. One of them was, I think, aliens, but I didn't watch the video. Okay, there's like a jellyfish flying over Iraq or something like that. Someone told me it was just a drone, though. I didn't watch it, so I can't talk about it. I was going to talk about liberals. Okay, now, I am a liberal. I'm on team liberal. And I was going to talk about how y'all got to lighten up. I remember when I was a kid, and I was, it was a lot of strict, a lot of rules and stuff like that. When I said to myself, when I grow up, I want to be a liberal. The conservatives are too strict. They're always trying to control people. And then I grew up. Now I'm looking at liberals, and we're just, kind of like the conservatives were, right? I mean, you got to lighten up. Learn to laugh about yourself. You know what I'm saying? Learn to laugh. I don't know, but every conversation turns into like we're always trying to take somebody down, or every conversation turns into a call to activism. I just like no, okay, no, lighten up. But I don't really want to talk about that, honestly. I don't want to hang out with conservatives either. Both conservatives and liberals get on my nerves. I just need a new group. Which Ye's group? Is he still gonna run? That's good entertainment if Ye runs. But I wasn't gonna talk about that. That's just top of my head. I was gonna talk about Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. Smith. Probably if you're not a sports fan, you might not know who Stephen A. Smith is. But it doesn't matter. Whatever. He's arguing with his nemesis. Is it fair to call him? It would probably offend Stephen A. Smith to call this man a nemesis. He refers to this man as fat bastard. And he was going off on him. It was a funny video. It wasn't, I don't know if it was probably wasn't meant to be funny, but it was funny because his delivery is so good. It was so dramatic. There's one point where he's talking about, because he goes in on fat bastard. And he's talking about there's a handful of people who didn't want him to do it. And he talked to his minister. He talked to a pastor or something like that. The pastor was like, you shouldn't do it, but you got to do what you got to do. And that was hilarious. It's so ominous, right? It's like, is his pastor a cowboy or something like that? Like, what are you going to do? It seemed like a scene from an action movie or something like that. Don't do it, Stephen A. Don't do it, but you got to do what you got to do. And this is crazy. But I was thinking about, there's a scripture, Proverbs 26 verse 4, and it says, do not, something along the lines of, don't engage with a fool or you become just like them, or something like that. Pretty much, someone's being a fool, don't get caught in all their foolery. You'll just be dragged down like this. I was thinking about that with Stephen A. Smith, and because I like Stephen A. And I think there's a lot of potential. I believe in what he's trying to do, like what he's building and all that kind of stuff. So I see a lot of great potential there. But I also see you could crash and burn, if you let all that stuff get to you. All the fat bastards out there get to you. What's that song? Don't let the bastards grind you down, something like that. So that's all I'm saying. Man. Got to be above all that. So it's hard because in our culture, we want to fight back. We want to get offended quickly and go at people, but it's not worth it. There's got to be other ways to defend yourself. Now, look, that fat bastard, I've had a lot of problems with that fat bastard that said, and listening to other people talk about that fat bastard, he's truly a fat bastard. So, I'm not hating on Stephen A. Smith for going at him. It's just, you kind of get dragged down to the level, you know. What else was I gonna talk about? I might have been. Oh, there's been too many public penises. I was gonna talk about it. I'm not gonna talk about it. You know, there's a dude with Disneyland or Disney World, whatever, one of them. There was a streaker. There was a couple of streakers recently. There was a dude who jumped in the Bass Pro Shop aquarium or something. So we gotta stop, fellas. We gotta stop. All right, leave the penises covered up if you're out in public. All right, you gotta leave them covered up. All right? It's not cute. Nobody wants to see that. It's different with like boobs. If a boob pops out, everyone kind of like, there might be some awkwardness, a little bit. You know, the person with the boobs might be a little bit, you know, shy, humiliated, or whatnot. But everyone laughs it off, and you move on. You move on, right? If there's like a butt crack or something like that, people are gonna point and laugh, but you move on. Penises are totally different, all right? That's men. Let's come together, and our New Year's resolution is going to be less public penises, all right? Less random public penises. Maybe something along those lines, all right? I would have something better worded if I was going to talk about it, but I'm not talking about it. I don't know what to talk about. And I think I was going to talk about McDonald's Double Big Mac, because that's disgusting. That's truly gross. Ronald McDonald is trying to kill us all. And I will leave on that note. So I'm going to work on that box of bullshit. Probably won't. But I'm going to work on that. You know, don't let the bastards grind you down. And, you know, when you're out in public, fellas, let's keep that penis covered up. Okay? Wow.